at odds. Montag, make a decision.
And finally, our punchline. Now, this week, I received a video in which a woman who claims to have heard from God, yes, God, breaks down grieving for the Republic. In the clip, which has been shared on various online platforms, the Kenyan woman appears overwhelmed with grief, claiming that biblical-style judgment is imminent unless Kenyans were to, quote, repent for the sins of the nation. She goes on to outline what these sins are, chief among them, the oppression of the poor by politicians and powerful people. Unable to hold back tears, she claims judgment is coming on our government to, quote, revenge the injustices of the oppressed and the poor. She chastises leaders, saying, you were appointed to help the people, not to oppress the people. Now, as a journalist, I'm probably more skeptical than most of online videos, and I don't know if you believe in the apocalyptic Old Testament God who can drown entire armies in the sea, or in a higher being who is watching us all and is able to met out calamity as a form of judgment. But whatever it is you believe, sometimes when you think of the state of the nation, one can't help but believe that perhaps a God-styled intervention is necessary to wake people up. Take the case of Embakasi East MP Babu Owino, for instance. I'm yet to hear a reasonable argument for the bizarre bail terms issued by Chief Magistrate Francis Andai, allowing the MP to post bail over 4 months. Over 4 months. Just think about that. Remember that the MP was charged with nothing less than unlawfully attempting to try to cause the death of Felix Orinda by shooting him on the neck. Orinda, the DJ in question, may very well never walk again. And despite the fact that video footage of the incident was released by this station, the bail ruling leaves many wondering whether the courts are even capable of delivering justice. But isn't this just a drop in the ocean of our so-called sins? What of the looted NYS billions, season 1 and 2? NYS was to be the hallmark of President Kenyatta's legacy. If implemented, it would have transformed the lives of the poorest Kenyans and given our youth training and the ability to lift themselves out of poverty as well as serve the country. It was perhaps the singular, most brilliant plan that the Jubilee administration had. How is it that despite the court drama we were treated to, we still don't really know who masterminded this plot? What of the health scams, dam scams, fake contracts and more? But make no mistake, there's plenty of guilt to go around when it comes to the state of the nation. Perhaps we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory. We have collectively failed God and country by electing the wrong people over and over again. Perhaps we have sinned in our modern idolatry by worshipping money and anyone who has it, no matter how they acquired it. Maybe we have all sinned against our motherland and against our future generations by destroying our environment with greed, cutting down our forests, polluting our rivers, and poaching our wildlife. Skepticism aside, maybe the wailing of that woman in the video is right, and we should don sackcloth and ashes, humbling ourselves, acknowledging our wrong and asking for forgiveness. Politicians and journalists, and yours truly alike, and MPs just as much as voters, me and you and every single one of us. And so tonight on Punchline, we call for self-evaluation of the areas where we each fall short of the glory that could have been our homeland. And I'll be the first to say it, my list is pretty long. But like the good book tells us in Job, there is hope for a tree that has been cut down. At the scent of water, it can sprout again. Kenya may be down, but there's still every chance to fix this nation, to play our part, each and every one of us, to be responsible citizens, to be responsible leaders, to love justice, to show mercy, to live in service of each other, and to change the course of our nation before it's too late. That's our time and our punchline.